Hi, first grade. Today is Monday, August 31st, 2020. This is our math lesson and math recording for module 2.05. Today we are going to be talking about switching the order of our addends, but seeing that they still give us the same sum. And we're also going to talk about true or false equations. So let's get started. This over here, these two problems are where we arrange or have the equation with the same addends, but we're going to switch the order. So here we have 4 plus 2 equals blank, and then over here we have 2 plus 4 equals blank. Now, boys and girls, they both equal the same number of 6. The sum is 6. For both, it did not change the sum total. We just wrote the equation in a different way. Do notice that our sum we still stated last. So 4 plus 2 equals 6. You still state that at the end. 2 plus 4 equals 6. We're still saying it at the end. The sum does not go into one of the addends because it's our sum, so it does not become an addend. We just changed the 4 from the first addend to the second addend and changed 2 from our second addend to the first addend. So let's take a look at this problem. We have 3 plus 6 equals blank. Well, what is 3 plus 6? Hopefully you get 9. And then when we do 6 plus 3, we also get 9. So boys and girls, the sum remains the same. All we did was change the order of our addend. So first equation, 3 was our first addend, but then it became our second addend in our second equation. All we did was swap the order of the addends from 3 plus 6 to 6 plus 3. So what we're going to do on this slide is we are going to match the equations. So the addends will be in a different order, but that is it. The numbers will stay the same and our sum will remain the same. So here we have 1 plus 9 equals 10. Which of these equations would be the match to 1 plus 9 equals 10? Yes, hopefully you got 1 plus 9 equals 10, and hopefully the matching equation you got was 9 plus 1 equals 10. All we did was change the order of our addends. From here it was 1 plus 9, and then we wrote it as 9 plus 1. The sum remained the same. Our addends were the same, just a different order. Let's take a look at this one. 6 plus 2 equals 8. Which of these equations would be the match to 6 plus 2 equals 8? Yes, hopefully what you got was 2 plus 6 equals 8. Remember, we always say our sum at the end, even if our sum is written first, we say it at the end. Our sums remain the same, both 8. Our addends were the same, just in a different order. The first time it was written as 6 plus 2, and the second time it was written as 2 plus 6. So absolutely, that is the correct order. Okay, let's take a look at this one. 4 plus 5 equals 9. 4 plus 5 equals 9. Which equation shows the match to this one? Yes, hopefully you got 5 plus 4 equals 9 as the match. So we have 9 as the sum in both, 5 and 4 as the addends in both. They're just in a different order. In the first equation, we had it written as 4 plus 5. In the second one, we just had 5 plus 4. The 5 was the first addend and the 4 was the second. We just swapped the order of the addend. Okay, let's take a look at our last equation. equation. 3 plus 4 equals 7. 3 plus 4 equals 7. Which of these equations is the match for this one? Yes, hopefully what you chose was 4 plus 3 equals 7. The addends are the same, 4 and 3 in both equations. And the sum is the same in both equations, 7. So what we're going to do now is we're going to find the equation that represents these pictures, and then we're going to swap the order of the addends, so make another equation that would match the addends. So let's get started here. Count the sailboats, see how many there are, and then I want you to choose the equation that you feel represents it. Yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is our sum. So we're looking either at this equation or this equation. So we're either looking at 2 plus 6 equals 8 or 5 plus 3 equals 8. Now, boys and girls, I'm going to tell you that you should choose the 2 plus 6 equals 8 because we have 6 sailboats facing this way and then the 2 kind of going down over here. So 2 plus 6 equals 8. Let's take a look at the pictures of the airplanes. Count how many airplanes and then choose the equation that would match the picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we know it's the 5 plus 3 equals 8 because we have 8 total airplanes. The 5 are up, 3 are down, making this our equation, which means our last picture of bikes is 7 plus 2 equals 9. So now what we need to do, boys and girls, what we are going to do is we are going to write the other way we can show that equation. So let's take a look here. The other way we could write 2 plus 1 equals 3 is 1 plus 2 equals 3. So our sum stayed the same and it stayed last. What we did is we just rearranged the order of our addends. We put the 1 first instead of the 2 and then put the 2 second instead of first. Let's do it for the next one. What is the other way we could write 2 plus 6 equals 8? Good. We could write it as 6 plus 2 equals 8. That is the same. It's a matching equation. We just changed the order of our addends. The sum remained last. Okay, let's take a look at this equation. 5 plus 3 equals 8. What can we do to make that matching equation? Yes, we would have 3 plus 5 equals 3 plus 5 equals 8. So here we had the 5 first. Now we put the 3 addends first. So it's just rearranging those addends. Okay, let's take a look at our last equation, our last one. What is the other way we could write 7 plus 2 equals 9? Yes, we could do 2 plus 7 equals 9. So instead of having the 7 as the first addend, we move it as the second. Remember, our sums stay the same and they stay last. The sum does not become an addend. Okay, we're going to end this, and then what I have for you, boys and girls, is a little true or false PowerPoint. So we're going to find, what we're going to do here, boys and girls, is true means it's a fact. It means it's correct. So you're going to sit here, I'm going to give you some time to look over these 4 equations and see which one is correct. That means true. True is correct. It's a fact. It's a right answer. So go ahead and solve 6 plus 4, 8 plus 1, 3 plus 4, and 6 plus 3. Whichever one has the correct answer is true, and I want you to circle it in green or put a check mark by it so you know that is the correct answer, okay? So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do this. Okay, let's come back together. Who can tell me what 6 plus 4 is? 10, right? We put 6 in our head because it's the bigger number. We put 4 fingers up and we count on 4 numbers from 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. So that means this is not a correct statement. So we're going to highlight it red so we know that's not correct. It's false. Who can tell me what 8 plus 1 equals? 9, not 7. So once again, this is a false equation. So we're going to mark it red so we know it's incorrect. Okay, let's take a look at 3 plus 4. What does 3 plus 4 equal? 7. We put 4 in our brain because it's the bigger addend. Put 3 fingers up and count 3 numbers on from 4. 5, 6, 7. We get 7, so we know this is correct. So this is true. So we're going to highlight it green. But we still have to check our last equation, boys and girls. Just because we checked that this one is true does not mean we do not check to make sure that the last equation isn't true. 6 plus 3. Who can tell me what 6 plus 3 is? 6 plus 3 is 9. We put 6 in our head because it's the bigger addend. 3 fingers up. 7, 8, 9. So we know this is incorrect. It's false. So we're going to highlight it red. So the answer would be C. 3 plus 4 equals 7 is the true equation. Excuse me. Now we're going to do the same thing we just did for number 1, but with number 2. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to look over each equation, A, B, C, and D, and you're going to choose the one that is correct. It's a fact. It's true. Go ahead. Okay, boys and girls, let's go ahead with this first equation. A, 2 plus 6 equals 7. Is that correct or incorrect? Incorrect. We put 6 in our brain, 2 fingers up, 7, 8. So this is incorrect. So we're going to highlight it red. Okay, let's move on to B. 3 plus 1, correct? So true or false? Good job, false. We put 3 in our head, 1 finger up, 4, not 5. So we're going to highlight it red. Let's take a look at C. 9 plus 0 equals 10. True or false? Good job. It's false. Boys and girls, nothing plus a number is the number itself. So it should be 9. Okay, let's take a look at this last one. 3 plus 5. True or false? It is true. We put 5 in our head, 3 fingers up. 6, 7, 8. So D is our correct answer. So we're going to highlight it green, but if we were doing this on our own, you would have just circled the C for number 1 and you would have circled D for number 2. Now, what I also like like to do if you were doing this pencil and paper is you can put an X next to it if it's incorrect. And then you could put a check mark next to it if it was correct. See, I don't know if the computer has a check mark. I'm not seeing it. So you could just do like a little, that's right, like a little dash. That is how we can mark it as well. Okay, so let's take a look at number 3. Now what we're doing is we're trying to find the false or incorrect equation. So go ahead and look at equations A, B, C, and D, and I want you to circle the one that is incorrect. It's false, not the one that's true. This time we're doing false. Go ahead and work through those problems. Okay, let's start with A. 5 plus 5, is that true or is it false? This is true. 5 plus 5 does equal 10. So we're going to mark that as green. It's a true. I did that wrong. We're going to highlight it as green because we know it is true. Now let's look at B. 3 plus 4 equals 9. Is this a true statement or a false statement? It's false. We put 4 in our brain, 3 fingers up, 5, 6, 7. So boys and girls, we're going to highlight this red because it is incorrect. Oh, we found the incorrect one. So does that mean that we just get to stop? No, we have to work all the way to the bottom. So let's continue. 2 plus 8 equals 10. True or false? It is true. 8 is in our head. 2 fingers up. 9, 10. 2 plus 8 equals 10. It's a correct fact. Okay, let's look at the last one. D. 4 plus 5 equals 9. Is this true or is this false? This is true. We put 5 in our brain, 4 fingers up, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to highlight it green. So if we were doing this on pen and paper, you would have circled B. 3 plus 4 is 9 because that is an incorrect statement and we were looking for the false one. Okay, look at number 4. We're finding the false equation. That means incorrect equation again. Look at A, B, C, and D and write down or circle the one that is incorrect. It's false. Okay, let's start with 7 plus 1 equals 8. Is this true or is it false? It is true. So we're going to highlight it green. It's a fact. It's correct. Let's move on to B. 2 plus 1 equals 3. True or false? It is true. So we need to highlight this green as well because it's a correct fact. Let's look down at C. 3 plus 6 is 9. Is this true or is it false? It's true. 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to highlight it green. Okay, let's take a look at our last one. D, 2 plus 3 equals 6. It's false. It's not true. We put 3 in our head, 2 fingers up, 4, 5. This is our false answer, incorrect. So we're going to highlight it red. And if we were doing this on a piece of paper, you would have circled D. 2 plus 3 is 6 because that is a false or incorrect statement. Okay, boys and girls, go ahead, log off, do your module 2.01 module and quiz. Bye.